Hi guys, it's Elle. Before I get into why I look like this, by the time I post this, it should be New Year's. It should have passed. The New Year should have passed. Happy New Year! Hope you had great holidays, all that jazz. Now let's get into why I look like this. So the reason why I look like this is because I'm going to be showing you the do's and don'ts of getting makeup. So this side is the don't, this side is the do. So you've done most of my makeup already. But I haven't done the eye makeup. But let me go ahead and show you why this is bad. For one, most of the time for Gyarus, your eyebrows should be lighter. You can do black eyebrows for Gashiku or Roku, but for most of the substyles, you should have lighter eyebrows. They should be pointing diagonal and not straight. And they should be thin. I think I did both of them pretty thin because that's the only way I know to do eyebrows. But yeah. Also, the blush placement. I don't know if this is like. I think other people prefer different things, but I think when you're doing getting makeup, because it's meant to give you bigger eyes, and depending on how you do your eye makeup is probably downturned. So doing blush that is supposed to like bring everything up into a cat eye is a no-go. So I usually put my blush right here in the center or a little bit right here, but I don't bring it all the way back. Nose contour. I did a button nose versus the landing strip contour. Now you can do a button nose as I've done it before with getting makeup. I just think if you're starting out or like you're like, why doesn't my makeup give gal? Probably want to do this instead of this. For this side, you see how the white is in front and above my eye and below my eyebrow. That's how it should be done. This you don't do. For most styles of Gyarus, especially when you're starting out, you should not be putting whites where the droop is going to be. You should be putting it in front or all over the lid, and like I said, below the eyebrow. That's most of the wrong. Now we're going to get into the rest of the makeup, the eye makeup, so I can really show you guys like the main difference. I'm gonna do the wrong way first, and then I'm gonna do it how you're supposed to. For me, when it comes to eyeshadow, my go-to is like to do kind of like a brown smoky eye, pulling the smoky eye downwards a little bit, or doing like one single eyeshadow. So for the don't, I really don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do because I'm like, the only way you can go wrong with the eyeshadow is to just like not put any on. I don't want to do that. I feel like that's chickening out. I usually do on this side, the smoky eye, but bring it upward because that's what you're not supposed to do. Let's get into it. I will be using the Lily by Red Mood Keyboard and Ash Mauve palette, probably for most of this. I'm going to start with this shade right here. Set this on in a diagonal way with a cat eye, primarily towards the outer. Next I will use this shade. And I don't know, like you know a cat eye. Like that's all I'm doing. I mean, you know a smoky eye. And then the darkest color. I'm gonna go back with that first shade to blend this out. Okay. Now for the other side, same process, same eyeshadows. But I'm just gonna prioritize going in a downward motion. And sometimes I like to bring it on the egg yolk a little bit. I don't remember. I have like an old school like my first like tutorial that I did or I explained the process of this. I'm just like putting shades that are kind of close to one another together. And like if I cared to use another color, I would keep the same process, just like different shades of that color. I'm just doing brown because I feel like you can't go wrong with that. And then finally the darkest color. Lately I've been doing open drupes, but today I think I will show you the droop that I used to mainly do. But also I add black, of course, so I'm going to be adding black on both eyes. Actually, most of the time I just do a little, blend it out with the darker brown that I had. I don't have the best blending skills, but usually for Gyarus, like, it doesn't matter. To me it doesn't, because it's all going to be covered by like some big ass but some eyelashes. We're already seeing a major difference. Next, I'm going to start with eyeliner. We're going to do the wrong side first, which would be doing our droop. I'll have to do this off camera. Now, again, it is possible to do a winged eyeliner look for Gyarus, but for beginners, I just don't recommend it as it's kind of hard to do. And like one small mistake and it could just end up not looking very Gyarus. And I also want to educate folks on the fact that other styles can include a droop as well and not be Gyarus, and that is why some people are very harsh about how you would do an angled eyeliner, because it can just end up looking goth. It can end up looking like dolly makeup, which isn't necessarily the same as Gyarus. Next, for this eye, the correct way, I always start towards the end. I immediately go downwards. I would be careful about going straight down, because that can also be reminiscent of Jedi K, which is not the vibe we want. When I do my eyeliner, I like to make it thicker towards the end of my eye. To me, that makes your eyes look bigger. But some people like to make like a point here. I don't know how to describe it. So when I get to this point, I do not like to fill in my droop personally, only because I'm allergic to a lot of eyeliners, and sometimes it'll get in my eye, or like it'll irritate the skin around my eye, and so I'll just start crying. My eyes will start watering. So I'll leave that blank or filled in. I leave it blank, or I leave in a tiny bit of white on my waterline, or I'll fill this in with more brown. Sometimes I filled it up with pink. You decide. But once I get to this point, I like to make this go down a little bit and make I don't know how to describe that. A point. And that is the finished product for the eyeliner. You can definitely see the difference. Next, we're going to do our Eyeshadow. Now, I mess up often when I do my Eyeshadow, so I cannot necessarily say do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start with the correct side, and we'll see how that works. I usually start from my actual tear bag. And bring it a little around. And then I'm gonna clean up this area off camera a little bit. But let me stop all in my head with this eye and I guess show you how not to do it. And I don't really know how to do that other than like too harsh of a line or too big. I don't know. I go buck wild when I do my facial style. So I think it really just depends on the look. It may not be the best option. Yeah, let me clean up this part and we'll be back. Next, we are going to do lashes. Now for Gyarus, you should always be using spiky lashes. Depending on your makeup, you may have to change like how long the lashes are or how thick they are. For him and Gyarus, I think you can get away with wearing smaller lashes, but with Gyarus, the thing is just like the bigger the better. So the more extreme you go with it, the better. So it's just better to wear bigger lashes. But like I said, there are some looks you can get away with wearing a smaller lash, but they still have to be like visible, and they should always be spiky. You can also get away with not wearing bottom lashes. However, I think, again, if you do, it looks better. Also, there are different styles of bottom lashes, and like I said, you're gonna have to probably switch which type of bottom lashes you wear depending on the type of look that you're doing. For the wrong side, I will be using these. These are not necessarily bad, however, they're not as spiky, they're not as big, and with the whole eyeshadow, like the smoky eyeshadow, sometimes it's very hard to see your lashes. So I usually only wear these with Gyarus if I am doing a more toned down look. However, that is not necessarily like my go-to look or like my quick Gyarus makeup, like what I would do if I needed to be somewhere very quickly and I knew I wanted to do Gyarus makeup that day. And for the Gyarus side, I will be using these lashes. I think these are much bigger, they're much spikier, and they're a lot more dramatic. I have not tried these, so also it's very depending on how you place your lashes. I do not do a very good job, so if they both end up looking bad, ignore that. Just don't do what I do if I mess up. I will also be wearing these bottom lashes. I'm going to put on lashes off camera. Okay, you see how major difference like lashes really make? So like I said, I don't really think these are big enough. I think I could get away with wearing these lashes for Gyarus. Like I said before, they're just like for smaller makeup. They're not for a very dramatic look. And these bottom lashes, I don't personally think go well with this eye look today, but it is what it is. Also, when I do my lashes, I don't put them at the very front most of the time. I scoot it back a little bit so I can put it downwards, like on my eye. So it creates that automatic, like, cute little eye look. I don't know. So I think you can already see like a major difference. Now we're gonna go to lips. Most of the time, I would say avoid darker lip colors. However, like I said, there's Sudoku, there's Goshike. You can get away with wearing black lipstick or darker lipstick or red. But for the most part, I would recommend like the typical like early 2000s like concealer lips. Small. I know a lot of Gyarus who don't even wear lipstick at all. They just put lip gloss on because they usually like their lips plain. So I'm going to do a darker lip color on this side. I'm starting by going to use this very, very dark brown to line my lips. Let's use a red, I guess. I'm going to use this old Pretty Petta Ink Velvet in the shade Purdy Red. Okay, let's do the other one. I'm going to use this very old, lip liner. It's a shade that's like a couple shades darker than my natural skin color. Do I want to do concealer lips? I'm going to do concealer lips. I'm going to take this white eyeshadow stick. I really don't want a whole lot. Now I'm going to use this like kind of iridescent lip gloss. It has a lot of glitter in it. It's cute. I think it kind of gives like a pinkish shade on it. And it's also a lip plumper, which I'm realizing is very popular amongst the gator community. I don't think that's like a staple thing though. I'm gonna put some glitter on, and then we're gonna look closely at this side by side. Usually I would put contacts in, so I would have put a contact in this side. However, that sounds debilitating. Yeah, I hope you learned a lot from watching this video. If you're a getter and you're like, why is my makeup not giving the way it should be? Watch this video, take some notes, and if you see anything that you're doing on this side, let's get back to the drawing board. This side came out so good, I wish that I just did a full face. But look how pretty it is. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never have to miss a video. Bye!